Hi, I'm Roshan Lindsay, and I'm the author and creator of the new book, Holding On to 6Gs. In this book, you'll find 6 principles to show you the value of who you are within yourself in life's most difficult moments. And before I go through this book in series of video, I like to just get started with a couple of things. And the first thing that came to my mind was the character that demonstrates the entire story of my book. His name is Blind Bartimaeus, a very familiar character in the story and in the Bible. But in this case, I just want to touch on some things real quick to open up. The main problem was that he couldn't see. And not only could he couldn't see physically, he couldn't see spiritually and mentally as well with his value. He didn't know his worth because Blind Bartimaeus, as most know, was a beggar. And in order to receive money, he asked for spare change on the regular. But in saying that, the question I want to ask you today, how many of us don't see our value? And I have a definition here, and it says the estimate or sum total or amount of your worth or your importance. Can you see really your worth? Can you really see the importance of your life? Or is it situations and circumstances and the way people treat you dictate your worth or dictate your importance? That's a question that I want y'all to hold on to. And the next thing I want to get on is, how can you see your value? How can you see your worth? How can you see your importance? We're going to answer this question by a clear, very simple answer. Is by knowing your where, your why, and your how. I believe if you know your where, why, and how over, watch this, the main areas that come to influence you sometimes to forget your value is people, places, and things. If you know your where, why, and how over people, places, and things, I believe that you will feel the confidence and strength that you need in the life's most difficult moments. What is where, and how? What does that mean? Okay, the first one is knowing your where. Where does your value come from? Your value comes from within yourself. But there's a journey to discover this value. There's an understanding of who you are through the path, through the journey to discover how important and how much worth you actually have. Your value actually comes from the value maker, which is God. God is the one who's giving you the value. God is the one who's designed you. God is the one who created you. And we always say God don't create mess. So your value comes from God. But to discover your value that comes from God, you must discover the value within yourself. And that leads us to the why. We have where, why, and how. The why is, why do I have this value? What's my purpose? What's my destiny? What is it that is planned for me here on earth? The why is important because once you understand that you have value, I want to encourage you to understand that the why is so important that you understand that where you're going in life is all based on understanding that you have greatness, that you have purpose, that God has created a plan strategically for your life, for you to discover the greatness, and not only discover the greatness in you, but also to be able to demonstrate greatness here on earth. The last point is the how. Now we understand that our value comes from God. We understand that our value is within ourselves. We understand why we have this value, because we have a plan for our life. We have greatness, and God wants us to demonstrate that greatness with this value. So how do we demonstrate this value? How do we demonstrate this greatness? How do we walk in it? The key here is relationships. Relationships. God wants you to discover not only your value within yourself, but discover the plan that He has with your value by demonstrating your greatness through relationships. And you want to pick positive, building you up and not tearing you down relationships that will get you to the next level of success, relationships that will get you to a place where you understand that the people who are in your life are people who are going to get you to that next level, want to see you to succeed, won't influence you to get caught up in the negative things. The relationship piece is very key. Not only relationships with people, but relationships with places, going to the right places, hanging out where people are successful. Not that you're hanging out with people who think they are better than other people, but people who are looking like they're trying to get somewhere in their life. You want to hang around those type of people. And last but not least, things. People, places, and things. You want to develop relationships with people. You want to develop relationships with certain places. And you want to develop relationship with certain things. Studying, going to school, getting some books, developing some avenues where you can really grab some tangible things to invest into your life. If you understand and know that you are valuable and that you have greatness, and God has given you a plan with your value and with your greatness to demonstrate greatness here on earth in relationships with positive people, positive places, and positive things, you will understand how valuable your life is in life's most difficult moments. It's not going to always be easy, but I promise you this, God will show you how to get through every situation with the peace that surpasses all understanding, because now you are aware of your purpose. You are aware of your value, and you are aware that the value maker will help you. Please get my book, Holding On to 6 G's. This is a story that blind Bartimaeus had to learn, and he learned it one day when he met Jesus. I encourage you to pick it up. Get your copy today. Thank you, and God bless.